Oh my god, it's a wild Caterpie!
Sir, you have me confused. I'm a Mothra.
Huh, Mothra sure is a weird name for a Pokemon. So if I fed you this candy, would you evolve?
How many times do I gotta tell you I'm a Mothra?
He's evolving into a water type. And here, I was hoping for a fire type. Wait a second. I'll solve that problem right now.
Help me.
Here, just looking super report reviews. My name is Steve. Today we're going over the Bandai Rebirth of Mothra action figures with Armored Mothra and Aqua Mothra. Aqua Mothra is from the film Rebirth of Mothra 2. Armored Mothra here is from the film Rebirth of Mothra 3. Which is actually kind of cool because you get both versions of the character. If you get this one, you just get pure Aqua Mothra. And as you can see, these aren't traditional Bandai vinyls, with the Aqua Mothra being much larger than the standard one that I have, and the Armored Mothra actually coming with the standard form, and then you also get the armor form in the packaging that it kind of suits itself up, which I think is pretty sweet. But if you haven't seen the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy, it's a kaiju films that are a little bit more geared towards kids, with Mothra being the main protagonist, and you get Mothra fighting two versions of Ghidorah and also Dagara, who is the Aqua Mothra villain. And what's cool is you also get a few different forms of Mothra in these movies, and these being the two predominant ones from the film with Armored and Aqua. And I gotta thank Richard Iso for these figures. Yes, these came out of the House of Freshness. Because I seen you selling these on Facebook, and I kind of hopped on them right before G-Fest, because I've been wanting to get some more Mothra figures, and I thought these would actually be really cool to add to my collection. And he sent them to me. Came in awesome. Thanks, man. So without further ado, further packaging, we'll start with Aqua Mothra here. Which for Aqua Mothra, it's actually, there's no little card right here. It's just the plastic covering the Mothra here to help protect its wings. But, so you have to worry about with these boxes a little bit for these parts actually being able to crink in. And these will actually tear very easily, as there's one little tear already right at the top here, but not a major deal. But I really like the more water effect that they have going on the package. Get a nice image of the character on the bottom of the package. 1998 for reasons, because the movie was 97. Bandai, Rebirth of Mothra 2. Outside of the packaging, you just can see some shots of Aqua Mothra from the film. Other side of the packaging, literally same thing. Top of the packaging, got it upside down. Let's get another shot of the actual figure inside of the packaging, with the Mothra emblem, Aqua Mothra. On the back of the packaging, just the same shot as we've seen on the top of Aqua Mothra right here, with the versions from the film right there. Gives you a little instruction on how to attach the little feet. Some stuff I can't understand, and some legal mumbo jumbo. And then more of the same we had on the top of the packaging. So next for Armored Mothra, you get a more predominantly red package here. Kind of like when Mothra went back in time, with the color scheme being for the prehistoric era, and a little bit more red shades. You get that same thing going on here on the packaging, with Mothra from the film and the armored variants. And you can see the figure on the inside of the packaging, which looks pretty cool. For the top of the packaging, just show some shots from the film. Get the two versions of the figure inside of the packaging. On the side here, more just of Mothra's wing and the figure inside of the package. Other side, just the opposite one that we already seen. Bottom, same as the top. And on the back of the packaging, get to see Armored Mothra in both of its forms. Also comes with a little larva, which is pretty cool. Some stuff I can't understand, some legal mumbo jumbo, and all the accessories that are inside of the packaging, and how the little gimmick works. So let's get these guys opened up out of the cardboard prisons. Guys, doesn't get much fresher than this. This figure came out in 1998, so this guy's been sitting in the package for 18 years, or at least the little legs. And we're gonna pop these bad boys off the stand. So for you guys that are perfectionists like stuff in the box, you might want to turn away. You might want to turn away now. Alright, so once you get the little legs off, there isn't a whole lot of detail going on the leg portion here. You just get the little bicep area, the lower part of the little forearm, and a little adorable hands, which do have a little bit of detail on it, but nothing too crazy, with some yellow wash going on the base, with the white plastic here for the top section. And then how you insert them into Aqua Mothra here is right here. You'll notice that the peg on the bottom of the legs are in a square shape, and you just insert them into the legs here. And then once you insert each of the legs, it should be going backwards exactly like this. That's how it's described on the back of the packaging, so that's how we're going to roll with it. Overall, it looks pretty cool. Pretty easy to insert into there, because again, it's just a little square peg, so you just line it up and pop it in there. But once you have it fully assembled, this is how it should look. And then going over Aqua Mothra's details, I actually really enjoy the appearance of this, because unlike the Bandai vinyl that I have, where the wings actually on that one are flat, and then the one part just goes straight up, so it's in kind of an L shape. Well, this one's wings are what I would expect to see from what you've seen in the movie, where they're a little bit more of a V shape, which is really nice too. Gives a little bit more of an aerodynamic look. But moving on to the head sculpt, I actually really like its overall appearance because you get to see that looks like a moth, but it has a lot of very fish traits to it. Very streamlined, like the nice little shark scaling that it has on the side of its head for the armor here. The antennas look more fin-like, which is really cool. Still has the purplish bug eyes, which look really nice on him. Got his little bug mouth in the front here with some little mandibles on the side. Got the 3 little gems on the front of its head to shoot the lasers, with some jet black here for the center crest. With some more jet black here for the undersection of the head, which you get a lot of jet black here on the body section as well, going out the entirety of the undersection of the belly. With the majority of the center here being also jet black with some nice gloss white paint going over top, which really helps to like blend in with the head. Matches pretty well, but it has some like neon yellowish green here, kind of blending with the white here. So it throws out the coloring a little bit with what you get for the rest of the body here. Still looks really good, but it's just kind of, when you're looking at it from a section, it goes from white to more of a yellowish tinge once you get towards the back here. Little 3-sectioned fins, which looks really awesome. And then for probably my favorite part of this figure, which is the wings. Which the wings, unlike the actual body, is pretty much all vinyl with some plastic here for the center section. And the wings are also plastic and not posable. So you can't actually adjust these. Don't try, because these will snap off pretty easily. And be careful when storing this guy too, because if this thing takes a nosedive at any time, you're probably going to be losing these wings, which would be really sad because the wings are actually done very pretty with a lot of variety in colors, where you get some maroon, some purple, blacks, yellows, orange, even some greens and whites. Like, it looks awesome. Even on the undersection here too, for the bottom wing, you get this really nice aqua blue with more of the darker royal blue on the inside, with even more green on this section here getting close to the body for the wings. And you can see a lot of it on the undersection here too. The same with the top of the wings here too, where you get a lot of the nice patterns for the winged shape, while on the undersection is where it's all painted, so that it shows through nicely on the top and you get all the details. And on the bottom, it's flat, but you get all the coloring. So looking at it from the top, it looks super pretty on this guy. And overall, pretty happy with this one. In terms of paint job and details, it's just the thorax here maybe could have been a little bit more cleaner, but overall still looks really awesome. Then for his articulation, head could look a little bit to the left and to the right. Nothing too crazy. You can get it to move a little bit around, but then the head feels like it's going to pop off, so it's not really meant to be articulated. And on the back section here, you also get a little bit of a rotation here, but that's pretty much about it. Stupid little legs keep popping up. And that's one other thing you're going to have to worry about this thing too, is the legs will pop off pretty easily. So when having this guy stored, you're going to want to make sure you have it someplace that you're not going to be losing the pieces, and also somewhere secure where it's not going to tip so the wings won't break. Next we'll move on to Armored Mothra, which again, get this really nice sealed bag, which bam! All the freshness all the time. But copyrights fresh final reviews. Anyways, moving on. What you get on the inside of the bag here is your extra wings for your Armored Mothra. You get the armor section, and you also get this little adorable Cretaceous Mothra larva, which the details on it are pretty nice. It's a very small figure though, but you do get some like puke green on the top of it with this really dark dirt brown on the side. And you can even see here on the undersection as well with some little copyrights. But overall, details on it are pretty decent for just being a little Bandai vinyl. You also get the second wing for Mothra in its standard form. And Mothra's little legs, which we're going to be removing these things out of here as well. Breathe it in, guys. Breathe it in. Now attach the legs on your Mothra Leo. You just have some more rectangle pegs, and you just peg them into the bottom section here. Push up. These actually feel like they'll stay in a little bit better. And then you're going to have the larger legs on the front here, which is for Mothra so that he can grapple. And then he's got some little legs here. You just stick them on the back here. So you just follow the little rectangles, push it in, and then you're pretty much good to go after this point. And we got the legs fully assembled on him now. Now we have Mothra Leo fully assembled, and he looks kind of tiny compared to the Aqua Mothra. But still, it's Mothra. We can fly.
Kaiju, flying kaijus, yeah.
Anyways, for Mothra Leo's details, overall, pretty basic in terms of the body. It's just a lot of blacks and whites throughout the entirety of the little insect here. But the face sculpt is pretty nice overall. We get this metallic blue here for his bug eyes. Some little fur details here for around the head. Some more mandibles. And his little mouth right there. And with the legs on the undersection here are done a little bit better than the Aqua Mothra, because there's a lot more detail inside of these ones where you even get some muscle definition. His little fingers. And the paint job is a little bit cleaner on this one. And for the body here, showcases a little bit of the fur, but nothing too impressive. A little stinger on the back here. But for the wings, are actually pretty cool in this one. The coloring doesn't show up nearly as well as the Aqua Mothra on this form, because even looking at the top here, the colors, while still pretty vibrant, do blend in a little bit with the translucent plastic, and especially with my background here. If you'd have it like this on a whiter backdrop, it definitely does look a lot prettier, but the blue kind of makes it hard to see a lot of this. And on the top of the wings here, you get all the detailing here for what you expect to see on the wing, with some hair details towards the base here and on the top of the wing section right here. And on the bottoms where they do all the paint. So on the under section here, it looks a little bit more vibrant than what you see on the top section of the wings. But other than that, nothing too much else to really go over on this guy, other than he actually has some articulation, which for the wings, they can move up and down. This is actually a gimmick where you squeeze the abdomen here, and when you do, if I can get to do it, he starts flapping his wings, which is pretty cool. There we go. Get it moving a little bit better now. The only thing I get afraid of is you have to push on the undersection here, and I feel like something might break eventually if I keep trying to do this. So I wouldn't recommend doing it a whole lot. Like, it's kind of a cool little gimmick, but for someone like me that just collects these things, and I do like to play with them on occasion, but it doesn't seem like this guy's going to really be much for merit on that one. Especially with this guy coming out in 1999. This is a fairly old figure to be wanting to mess around with. But for his other little gimmick that he has going on, you can convert him into Armored Mothra. Which, how we do this, is you're going to want to remove the wings, which, from my experience dealing with this figure, it's hard to get it just to pop off. And that's what I want to do. But, because I don't want to worry about putting too much stress on the little plastic here. But on this one, if you adjust ever so slightly, you can get the wiggle loose a little bit, and then you can pull it off. And on the other side here, it's actually pretty loose, and this one comes off pretty easy. Then you grab your Armor Mothra wings, which you're going to want to have the detail portion aiming towards the top. And then you just insert these onto the peg. Personally, for me, I like to not put them on super far, so I don't have to worry about putting too much pressure on the plastic here. And if you want to do the little gimmick, it's not going to come into contact with anything. And it's pretty easy to get this thing back off afterwards. Same with this. You just insert on top, wiggle it on a little bit, good to go. And then you're going to want to remove the legs, because he's not going to need them. Then we just start attaching his armor pieces, which for the head, just slides over top. Good to go there, and now that head is stupid bulky. Next we'll start with the part that goes over his middle section here, which you're just going to want to insert it into the peg hole right there. You'll see right here where the peg's sticking out from the armor. And this stuff's actually made out of soft vinyl too, so it does have a lot of playability with it. And then just slide that into the hole. And then it just rests on top after that. And then for his next armor section, it actually goes on the underbody here, where it's going to be covering the legs that we just removed. And you'll see that he has a little peg hole right there. You just insert that over top. And that fully encases his center body. And then we have the final one, which goes into this little peg hole right there. See the peg on the bottom section of the armor. You just slide a little bit under the armor. And then you just line it up. Push it in. And now we have Armored Mothra fully assembled. Which actually looks really cool, in my opinion. It's kind of like these guys are more the equivalent of like Pokemon, where you get like the steel type Mothra here, and then Aqua would be like the water type. And you have Burning Mothra, so you even have a fire type. Like, you got all the types of Mothras. They're like Eevees. But for the details for them, the wings are actually really sweet on this. Not as vibrant as some of the other Mothras that we've seen, but again, it's a lot of having to do with my backdrop here, not really showing the coloring off very well. But there is a lot of blues, yellows, a little bit of orange, and then this really nice metallic silver here for the intersection of the wing, which looks really awesome. On the bottom here, you can see a little bit of the detailing a little bit better for the coloring. But overall, the wings look freaking awesome on this guy. And then for his new little head plating armor, pretty much all metallic silver all the time, like the rest of his body here. Except get a little bit of this nice metallic pink here for some of the sectioning. Which is odd because this is a boy Mothra. And it's got some weird color choices. And same on the bottom here too, where you get a lot of nice detailing. You can even see the little legs kind of hiding in here on the armor plating. And then the rest of this cover is over top of it with that little red spiral going on right there. But coming back to the head, because we got kind of sidetracked. Really cool like crest plate on the top. With the same metallic blue here for the eyes. You can see its mouth a little bit and the little mandibles hanging out on the bottom section here. And you can see a little bit of the semblance of the Mothra kind of sticking through on the bottom section. So overall, details on the armor Mothra are freaking fantastic. And then you can still pull off the gimmick a little bit. It's harder to do in this form to get to flap. But it still is possible because mainly it's the air pushing in on the under section here that gets it to really do what it's supposed to be doing. Here's a quick comparison. Here we have the Bandai Rebirth of Mothra's armored and Aqua Mothra compared next to some SH Monsters figures with Burning Godzilla and GMK Godzilla review coming soon. And here they are, some Japanese Bandai vinyls with Aqua Mothra and Mothra Leo, or Rainbow Mothra. And here they are compared next to some Rebirth of Mothra villains with Dessa Ghidorah, Dagara, and Cretaceous Ghidorah. Man, these comparisons are trying to do with a bunch of Mothras. But here we have the Bandai Mothras compared next to the SH Monsters Heisei Mothra. And in the back there, my Treadmaster Mothra still in the box. So, just for you Monster Arts fans, just so you guys can see in comparison to Wingspan anyways. Here is our SH Monster Arts Mothra compared next to the Bandai Mothra. And here it is next to the Aqua Mothra. So overall, of these Bandai Rebirth of Mothra figures, I actually really love these things. The detail on them is really nice. I like the gimmick overall, and the wings are actually very colorful, very pretty, which is pretty much what you're looking for in a Mothra. Now, my only real major complaint is, one, there isn't really any good way to display these things outside of the box, because they aren't really designed to fit on any normal stands that I have. So, unless I just want them laying on the shelf, they're just going to be probably going back into the packaging as of right now, but the packaging does display the figures very nicely. The other issue I have too is the wings are very fragile on these things, so if you're a little bit rough with your figures, these aren't probably what you're looking for. And I would definitely recommend just picking up a standard vinyl over these. But if you guys are looking for larger Mothra figures, love the Rebirth of Mothra series, and are looking for something a little bit different to add to your collection, then I definitely recommend the Bandai Rebirth of Mothra series for you. But what do you guys think? Do you guys own any of these figures or any of the other ones from this line? What's your favorite Rebirth of Mothra film, or is Godzilla just more your thing? Please let us know in the comments. A little closer picture of this guy on Facebook, you want to click the link in the description below, and help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.